Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are going to be taking a deep dive into Brandon Green's masterclass on financial planning, specifically for us real estate professionals. And, this is something that I think is so important. It's not just about selling houses, right? It's about building that long-term wealth and security.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. What really struck me when I was going through this master class was how Brandon kicks it off with a personal anecdote. And it really kind of grabs your attention right off the bat. He talks about how he was selling millions of dollars in real estate,
Oh,
but
wow.
he ended up having to sell a rental property to cover a big tax bill.
Ouch.
Yeah. It turns out he hadn't been paying as much attention as he should have to his taxes or planning proactively. And this is a common thing that we
Mhm.
see with real estate agents. We're so focused on closing those deals
Right.
that we sometimes neglect the financial side of things.
The back end.
Yes, exactly. So his story really sets the stage for this masterclass and emphasizes the importance of, getting our financial house in order.
Yeah, it makes you realize that, production
Right.
doesn't automatically equal financial success.
That's right. And that's where this concept of a net worth statement comes in. Because you see a lot of real estate agents, especially when we're starting out, we tend to focus solely on our income. But Brandon really emphasizes that your net worth
Right.
is the true measure of your financial health.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference between what you own and what you owe. It paints a clearer picture of your overall financial standing because it takes into account, your assets,
Yeah.
like your properties, your investments,
Uh-huh.
but it also considers your liabilities.
Mhm.
So things like mortgages, loans.
So it's like taking a financial snapshot of your current situation
Exactly.
right now.
And by tracking your net worth regularly,
Uh-huh.
you can see how your financial decisions and actions are impacting your wealth.
That makes a lot of sense. And I can see how, having that net worth statement would be really helpful in identifying, areas where you might need to improve or make adjustments.
Absolutely. It's about taking a proactive approach
Yeah.
rather than just, reacting to whatever comes your way.
Right.
And the great thing is, there's a really handy net worth statement template that's available
Mm-hmm.
on the Alchemy of Money website.
Perfect.
We'll be sure to include that link in the show notes so you can download it and get started.
Awesome. So once you have a clear understanding of where you stand financially, Brandon suggests creating what he calls a 5-year possibility plan.
Yes.
And what I love about this is that it's a separate plan, distinct from your usual business plan.
Exactly. It's about taking a step back from that day-to-day hustle of, closing deals
Mm.
and really envisioning, what does your ideal financial future look like 5 years down the line? And, for real estate agents, this might include goals like
Yeah.
acquiring, a certain number of investment properties, reaching a specific net worth target,
Mm.
or even, achieving financial independence.
So it's like creating a roadmap for your financial journey with specific milestones along the way.
Exactly. And by putting it in writing, you're making that commitment to yourself.
Yeah.
And it solidifies those goals in your mind.
Mhm.
It also helps you identify the steps that you need to take
Love it.
to get there.
Brandon also emphasizes the importance of having a written personal financial plan and estate plan.
Yes.
And ideally, both of these should be updated, every 5 years or so.
Right.
These documents are crucial for ensuring that your finances are organized, your assets are protected, and your wishes are carried out, in case of any unexpected situations. For example, a well-crafted estate plan can ensure that your property and assets are distributed according to your wishes,
Right.
which minimizes, stress and potential disputes among family members. It's like having that safety net in place,
Yeah.
not just for yourself, but for your loved ones as well.
Yeah. And while creating these plans might seem, daunting,
Yeah.
remember, you don't have to go it alone. Brandon recommends seeking guidance from professionals. So financial advisors, estate planning attorneys, they can help you navigate the complexities and ensure that your plan is tailored to you.
Okay, so we talked about the big picture planning, the net worth statement, the 5-year possibility plan, and, the importance of having that personal financial plan and estate plan in place. Now let's dive into some of the day-to-day financial management.
All right.
That's essential for, every real estate professional.
One of the key habits that Brandon stresses is regularly reviewing your business financials.
Okay, now I know this might sound a bit intimidating, especially if you're not a numbers person,
Right.
but he breaks it down into manageable steps.
He does. He recommends dedicating just 1 hour per month to review 2 key financial statements, your profit and loss statement,
Okay.
which shows you how much money your business is making or losing
Mm.
over a specific period of time. And then also the balance sheet, which gives you a snapshot
Mm.
of your business's,
Yeah.
assets, liabilities, and owner's equity at a specific point in time.
So it's like getting a regular checkup for your business's financial health.
Exactly. And these statements can provide valuable insights into your income, your expenses, and your overall financial performance, which can help you identify, trend spot potential problems early on
Uh.
and make those informed decisions to improve profitability.
And if you're not comfortable, deciphering these statements on your own, Brandon suggests working with a financial coach.
Yeah, can be really helpful to have someone to guide you through the numbers and help you interpret the data.
Right.
It's about creating that system of accountability and support to make sure you're staying on track financially.
He also emphasizes the importance of establishing both business and personal budgets,
Yes.
which honestly, that's something I need to get better at myself.
It's a fundamental principle, but it's often overlooked, especially, by busy real estate professionals.
Right.
But having a budget in place can really help you track your income and expenses. It makes sure that you're not overspending
Right.
and that you're allocating your money in a way that aligns with your financial goals.
And I think for real estate agents, it's really essential
Yeah,
to have separate budgets
absolutely.
for business and personal expenses
Keep them separate.
to avoid commingling funds and just maintain that clear financial picture.
Exactly. And when you're creating these budgets, Brandon encourages you to be realistic and factor in all of your essential expenses,
Yeah.
including, those irregular or unexpected costs
Yes.
that can sometimes throw us off track.
Speaking of unexpected costs, one of the most valuable takeaways from this masterclass is the importance of maintaining 3 months of cash reserves
Yes.
for both your business and personal life.
So important.
Remember Brandon's story about having to sell his rental property
Yeah.
because of that large tax bill? That really highlights why having that financial safety net is so crucial. It's about protecting yourself from those unexpected, bumps in the road,
Mhm.
whether it's a sudden market downturn, a major repair, or, as Brandon experienced, a hefty tax bill that you weren't prepared for.
Exactly. It gives you that peace of mind knowing that you can handle those unexpected situations
Yeah.
without derailing your financial progress or, even worse, having to sell off assets.
And to make managing your cash flow even more efficient,
Yeah,
Brandon recommends strategically structuring your bank accounts.
he does.
He advises, simplifying your banking system by
Yeah.
having separate checking and savings accounts for both your business and personal finances.
Yes.
This not only prevents, the commingling of funds,
Right.
but it also makes it easier to track your income and expenses and progress towards specific financial goals.
It's like creating a system that helps you stay organized and in control.
It's like having, those designated containers for your income and your expenses.
Yeah.
So you always know where your money is going.
Exactly. It's about creating a system that works for you and supports your overall financial well-being.
I love that. All right, that's a great way to wrap up this part of our deep dive.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground already.
We had
From the importance of a net worth statement and a 5-year possibility plan
Mhm.
to some really practical tips on budgeting cash reserves and bank account structure.
Yes.
So stay tuned for part 2, where we'll tackle the often dreaded topic of taxes.
All right.
And we'll dive into some powerful strategies for minimizing your tax liability and maximizing your savings.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Hearing Brandon's story about having to sell that rental property because of the tax bill really highlights the importance of being proactive with our taxes.
Right. Like, it's so easy to get caught up, in closing deals and all the excitement that comes with that we kind of forget about those tax implications. And, as real estate professionals, we're essentially running our own businesses.
Right.
And that comes with, certain tax responsibilities.
Absolutely. And Brandon really stresses that proactive tax planning is crucial
Yeah,
for minimizing our liability and, maximizing our savings.
for sure.
It's all about working smarter, not harder when it comes to our taxes.
I love that.
So he suggests scheduling semi-annual meetings with a CPA
Okay.
to review your financial situation, discuss potential tax strategies, and make sure that you're on track to minimize that tax burden.
Take having a financial coach just for your taxes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think having those regular check-ins is so valuable. They can help you identify deductions you might be missing, keep you informed about changes in the tax laws,
Mm-hmm.
and proactively plan for those upcoming deadlines.
I like that. He also mentioned the difference between, compliance-oriented tax services and strategic tax services,
Yes.
where compliance is, just making sure you're filing your taxes correctly.
Right.
But strategic tax services is, proactively planning and implementing strategies to reduce your overall tax burden.
It's like the difference between putting out a fire and preventing one in the first place.
Ooh, I like that analogy.
Compliance is essential, of course, but strategic tax planning is where you can really make a difference in your overall financial picture.
For sure. And he actually shares this great anecdote about getting audited himself
Oh, yeah.
and realizing the need for a more sophisticated approach to taxes,
Right.
which I think is a good reminder that, as our income and assets grow,
Yes.
so does the complexity of our tax situation.
Absolutely. It's like leveling up in a video game.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
As you progress, the challenges become more complex, and you need new strategies and tools to succeed.
I like that.
Same applies to taxes.
That is a great analogy. So this leads to his next point, which is the potential benefits of having a written tax plan.
Yes.
Now, this might sound like something that's, only for the super wealthy, but Brandon emphasizes that it can be beneficial for anyone, especially real estate professionals who have, those fluctuating incomes and multiple income streams.
That's us.
Yeah, exactly.
He explained that a tax plan involves evaluating different strategies and tailoring them to our individual circumstances.
Right.
So, for example, you might consider incorporating your business, making tax-advantaged investments, or utilizing specific deductions that are available to us as real estate professionals.
It's about having that comprehensive strategy in place
Yeah.
to, minimize our tax burden legally and ethically.
Exactly.
And it's not just about saving money on taxes today. It's
Yeah.
about, setting ourselves up for that long-term financial success.
Absolutely. And a written tax plan can be particularly valuable for those with higher incomes and multiple assets, as it helps you navigate those intricacies of the tax code and really maximize those savings.
Like having a roadmap for that tax landscape.
Exactly. It helps you anticipate those potential pitfalls.
Yeah.
Take advantage of the available opportunities and make informed decisions that benefit you now and in the future.
That's great. Now, Brandon also highlights the importance of ongoing education
Yes.
when it comes to financial planning.
Yeah, especially in such a dynamic field like real estate.
Right. Things are always changing.
Absolutely. It's easy to get caught up in the transactions and neglect our own financial literacy.
Yeah, we need to be constantly, expanding our knowledge and staying ahead of the curve
Yes.
when it comes to, managing our money and making sound financial decisions.
Absolutely. And those investments in education can pay off big time in the long run.
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so we've covered, a lot of practical financial management,
Yeah.
from budgeting and cash reserves to proactive tax planning and the importance of, ongoing education. But there's another crucial aspect of financial well-being that we haven't touched on yet, and that is risk management.
Go.
So stay tuned for part 3, where we'll dive into some strategies for protecting those hard-earned assets
Right.
and minimizing those potential liabilities. So we've talked about building that solid financial foundation planning for the future, but what about protecting everything you've worked so hard for?
Right.
That's where risk management comes in. And it's something that Brandon emphasizes.
Throughout the entire masterclass.
Yeah.
And for good reason.
Because as real estate professionals, we face, some unique risks.
Right.
From liability issues during property showings to potential lawsuits,
Yeah.
from clients.
Yeah. It's not something we like to think about, but it's definitely important
Right.
to have those strategies in place to protect ourselves.
Exactly.
So Brandon kicks off this part of the masterclass with a pretty compelling case for operating your business under a legal entity, like an LLC.
Yeah, it's something that a lot of agents overlook, especially when they're first starting out,
Right.
but it's crucial for limiting personal liability.
So it basically creates a legal separation between your personal assets
Yeah.
and your business assets. Exactly. So
Yeah.
if something happens, whether it's a lawsuit or a debt,
Yeah.
your personal assets like your home, your car, your savings are protected.
That's huge. He also shared a story about a real estate agent who had formed an LLC
Yes.
but hadn't kept up with all the paperwork and fees.
Oh, right. The one who ended up losing her LLC protection
Yeah,
when she faced a legal issue.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that, just forming the LLC,
Yeah.
that's just the first step. You got to stay on top of all those requirements.
Yeah. Keep it in good standing.
Exactly, to make sure that protection is always there.
It's like building a fortress but forgetting to lock the gate.
Right. Haha.
The structure is there, but it's not effective if you don't maintain it properly.
Okay, so let's talk about corporate minute books.
Okay.
I have to admit, this is an area of risk management
Oh.
that I hadn't really thought about before.
Yeah, I know they don't sound very exciting, but they play a vital role in protecting your business.
So essentially, they're a record of your business decisions and activities, right?
Right, things like meeting minutes,
Mm-hmm.
shareholder resolutions, any major changes to your business structure
Okay.
or operations.
So it might seem a little tedious,
Yeah.
but having those accurate and up-to-date minute books is crucial
Yes.
in case of, an audit or a lawsuit.
Right. Imagine being able to present, a clear, organized record of everything.
Yeah.
It just shows professionalism, transparency,
Uh,
and it can really help protect you.
I like it. Okay, let's talk about insurance, another critical component of risk management. Now, Brandon's personal story about the fire at his home
Oh, yeah.
really brought home the importance of having that adequate coverage.
It made you realize how quickly things can change
Yes.
and how important it is to be prepared.
So he really emphasizes reviewing your coverage regularly,
Yes.
especially as your business grows and, your assets increase.
Absolutely.
So he recommends scheduling an annual insurance audit with your agent to
Yeah.
ensure that your coverage is aligned with your current needs,
Right.
and risk profile.
Make sure it's up to date.
Right, whether it's, increasing your liability limits,
Yeah.
adding new types of coverage, or updating your property values.
And he also highlighted the importance of general liability insurance,
Yes.
especially for those who are frequently showing properties.
Yes. He shared those two stories
Right.
about the agents who faced lawsuits
Uh-huh.
after a client was injured during a property showing.
Yeah, one agent had general liability insurance,
Uh-huh.
and they were fully covered.
Right.
The other one didn't.
And they were left to deal with it.
Exactly.
So it's a reminder that protecting ourselves
Yeah.
from liability is paramount.
It's not just about protecting yourself from those lawsuits.
Yeah.
It's about having that peace of mind, knowing that you're covered if something unexpected happens.
Right.
And that peace of mind lets you focus on what you do best.
Right. Serving your clients,
Yes.
building your business.
Exactly.
Which brings us to the final takeaway, which is the importance of ongoing education.
Yes.
We've touched on this a little bit before,
We have.
but I think it's worth repeating,
Yeah.
especially in the context of, risk management.
Because things are constantly changing.
Right. The real estate industry is constantly evolving, and so are the risks we face.
Exactly.
So staying informed about, industry trends, best practices, legal requirements,
Yeah.
it's all crucial.
He encourages us to seek out resources
Uh-huh.
like industry publications,
Yeah.
legal updates, continuing education courses.
And just networking, connecting with other professionals.
Those peer-to-peer conversations
Right.
can be so valuable.
For sharing experiences, learning from each other, and staying ahead of the curve.
Absolutely.
So there you have it, our deep dive into Brandon Green's masterclass
Yeah.
on financial planning for real estate professionals.
We covered a lot today.
We did. From, crafting that vision for your financial future to the day-to-day management of your finances, minimizing your tax liability, protecting your assets.
It's all important.
Remember, financial success in real estate isn't just about closing those deals.
Right.
It's about taking a holistic approach to managing your finances, planning for the future, and, mitigating those potential risks.
Start by implementing one or two of these strategies.
Yeah.
Whether it's creating a net worth statement, scheduling a meeting with your CPA, reviewing your insurance coverage.
Taking action is key
It is
to building that solid financial foundation.
for your real estate business.
Absolutely. And if you're looking for more guidance and resources, be sure to check out the Alchemy of Money website.
Yeah.
We'll include that link in the show notes, along with a special offer just for our listeners.
Right.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
We hope you found it valuable and empowering.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Here's to your continued success.
In the exciting world of real estate.
Cheers to that.